I was doing 640, iHeartRadio station, I decided to do one segment live on TikTok, and I asked people to do, just like I do with you on Instagram, to ask me tell me where they're watching from. Oh my goodness, from South Africa to Sweden to the Philippines to Newfoundland. We had 2 Newfies there. I was very happy because that's what I am. Hi, Puerto Rico. How are you? Hello in LA. Nice to see you. That's where I am. Philippines, see? Even on Instagram, you guys are around the world. And let me open up the comments over here on StreamYard. Welcome, everybody. It is, get my banner going. Sorry so much. Comments. There we go. The comments are open. Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Wendy Welsh. I'm America's relationship expert. And I like to go live because I don't want to completely say goodbye to you people over on my social media. But, you know, we have a much more intimate group, a Zoom group over on my Patreon. If you haven't tried Patreon yet, just go to patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Welsh. But I'm not going to leave you completely. I just want to answer 3 quick questions here before I move over to my Patreon page, it is my Patreon page, my Zoom room there. That's at 6:30 every Wednesday. So let me know where you're watching from. That's always nice to see. And I'm ready for some relationship questions. Oh, good. Elizabeth's coming over. Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. I'll see you again in a few minutes. It's so much better when you're actually on the screen and talking to each other, isn't it? Little comments flying by, not so intimate. So give me some questions. Who's got some relationship questions? I was recording videos today. Oh, your boyfriend doesn't like kissing. That's interesting. You're gonna have to talk about why. Only in public? Because sometimes people have trouble with public displays of affection. So the answer is to get to the bottom of it, tell him what your needs are, try different things. It went by so fast. Something about being ghosted and better results. Let me tell you this. If you're being ghosted, it means you haven't fully vetted the person and you're jumping to a date too quickly. You want somebody that you meet on an app to be so excited to meet you that they have to work for you a little bit. So what ends up happening is people will just quickly, even on the app, through text, set up a time and date to meet. No. There are many more steps before you get to the actual date. Let me explain the steps. Within the 3 to 5 texts, if you have them engaged and they're not sort of taking forever to respond because they've got way too many people in their box, then you just give your phone number. Look, we all know how to block our number. You can get a Google phone, whatever. Stop about it, the safety. Give up your phone number. Just say, hey, I'm not really a big texter and I'm not really on the apps very much. Give me a call if you'd like to. So that can be used as another screening thing. If they don't call you, they're probably going to ghost you on a date. So if they call you, then when they call you, that's where you really get to assess whether you like them or whether they could potentially be a good mate. See if they give good phone. Have a great conversation. And then you say to them, this is the important part, hey, I don't like a lot of pressure. I don't know if romance is in the cards for us. Maybe we could be a good business connection for each other. Maybe I could fix you up with a friend of mine. Why don't we just meet for a short coffee? That's all you say. And you have a 20-minute drive-by date, but it's not really a date. And then after that, then you can ask for a date or you can talk about going out if you like them. Okay, let's see what we get over here. Charms, you need to come over to Patreon because you asked me a lot of questions and I can give more detail over there. Let's see who else we got. Oh, you're on IG too and Facebook. That's nice, both places. My ex-fiance was telling me how to be with my kids age 23 and 19. What's the question there? Get more for me. Advice for somebody separated before getting back together. Get into therapy if you're getting back together. You need a professional with you if you're actually separated. That's very important. Somebody wants to know about a relationship involving dominating. That is not my specialty. I would reach out to a sexologist who has a specialty in that area. My area is attachment theory. Any more questions? I see you waving. You can tell me where you're watching from. That's more interesting than seeing a wave. I like to see where in the world you are. It's always fun. Okay, so Charms, I'm going to put your question on the screen because I think this is important. You have asked your girlfriend for more communication 3 times and she hasn't done it and said it's too much. She moved 2 hours away and doesn't talk much. Advice? You scared her off. Sorry, but you did. Asked her for more communication. How about learning to contain yourself so you don't need as much communication? Or how about choosing somebody who's a better communicator, right? You have two choices. When you pick somebody who is a mismatch for you in terms of attachment style, you can either choose somebody who's a better match, who doesn't make you feel anxious or insane all the time because you don't know what's going on, or you can learn to change your reaction to them. That's really important. Hello from Huntington Beach. How are you, Esther? Any more questions about relationships? I see you all waving on Instagram. How about a quick question? Yeah, I'm sure it triggers your attachment anxiety, charms, and your nervous system, because you need to learn to self-regulate. You know, that's really the most important thing here. I'm here to answer relationship questions for a few more minutes and remind you that you can join my Patreon page. It's so much fun over there. You go to patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. For as little as $4 a month, you can be part of my inner circle, come to exclusive Zoom rooms, be part of a drawing, a lottery drawing every week for a private one-on-one phone session with me. You can get exclusive content, articles put in your inbox quite regularly, access to my podcast, access to my books. There's so much happening over on Patreon, and I really want you to come over. Why hasn't my ex-fiance asked for his ring back? Maybe it's yours. Maybe it was a gift. Maybe he's expecting you to offer it back. It's up to you. How do you break from your avoidant behavior? Oh, that's a great question, Mike. It's about learning to tolerate closeness with baby steps. And the first way to express intimacy to a partner is to just talk about your fears, about feeling smothered or your fears of intimacy. Just bring it up and talk about how you want to get close and you're not sure how. And, you'd like to tell them how you feel when it feels like too much. So it's having those prickly conversations that it's all about here. No, it doesn't, Charm. Say female only. Read closer. All genders are welcome. All genders are welcome at every tier level. Okay. He's from Texas and I'm from the Philippines, and you think he has another girlfriend? First of all, you're not in a relationship. If you're living in the Philippines, or are you living together in Texas, or are you living together in the Philippines? Because if you're a world away from each other, you're only a fantasy in each other's minds. That is not a relationship. And he probably does. Oh, thank you for the nice compliment. He probably does have another girlfriend. My boyfriend is not sure if I'm the one. How long should I wait? Not another minute. Why be with somebody who says, not really sure about you. Let me see if you grow on me. Then you say, thank you very much for that information. And you move along. You move along. And you find somebody who's absolutely impassioned by you. How do you help people of avoidant attachment and anxious attachment in relationships? Well, you teach the avoidant to be able to tolerate a little closeness. You teach the anxious person to control themselves, right? Meditation. Think of what other outcomes it could be. Like if somebody hasn't called in a certain way, could they just be busy? Really? Is it always that they're abandoning you, right? So you work with baby steps to get a little bit closer to each other and tolerate each other. That's a good one. Charms, I love this question. How does one know if their partner is a good life partner? It's not about them. It's not about judging them. It's about how you feel inside. You know how you know that they're the one, although there are many ones out there, don't get me confused. Lots of soulmates for everybody. That you feel peace inside, that you don't feel anxious, that you feel seen, that you feel heard, that you feel accepted. When conflict comes up, you work as a team to resolve the conflict. That's how you can tell you're with the right person. How to be successful in a long-distance insecure relationship? Get in the same city. Sorry, you guys who meet people online thousands of miles away and try to maintain these loose ties that are big fantasies in your own head. Any long-distance relationship, let me say this. If you want it to be successful, it needs to have a scheduled end date. Like, we're going to do this for 6 months and then we'll be back together. Or we're trying this for the next year and then we're going to be back together and we're going to decide which city we're going to be in. But you can't just indefinitely float along. Can't do it, folks. What is the neuroscience behind an anxious attachment? It is a genetic predisposition for anxiety that is easily activated by thoughts that your partner will leave you, thoughts that your partner will have an affair on you, thoughts that your needs can't be met. So when you ask for your needs to be met, you ask in either a nagging way that pushes them away or an angry, defensive way. How can you love again after a broken heart? The biggest healer of all is time. Wait, things will get better. You can learn something from every relationship. There's no such thing as a failed relationship. Every relationship you enter teaches you something about yourself. It teaches you what you want or what you don't want. And you will heal. Time will be the healer. Although I will say this, because I hear people say all the time, I'm just not going to have relationships anymore. It's just too hard. And I say, well, you're not healing, you're avoiding. Because we do have to get back on the horse and ride it. We do have to test out other kinds of partners to find the one that we want. Okay. Do I still experience anxiety? Not attachment anxiety, because I've healed myself from that. I have secure attachments with my children that helped heal it. A great long therapeutic relationship with my therapist that helped heal me. And now I'm not worried that my partner will leave me. I feel quite safe and quite secure in my relationship. And that's how I want all of you to be as well. No, you can't take oxytocin yet. It's not on the market. You've probably read about those studies. They've actually put like a nasal spray of oxytocin in men's noses, and they came out more compassionate. Just saying, hormone therapy for niceness. It's possible. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to remind you that every Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific time, I am now over in a wonderful Zoom group on my Patreon page. If you have not joined yet, I want you to join. It's patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. Patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. Also, you can have access to my books, to my podcasts, to all my articles that I write, access to me because we do a weekly drawing for a private one-on-one consultation with me. Thank you for your nice compliments. I really appreciate it. Of course, you can always listen to me on KFI AM 640 every Sunday from 4 to 7 p.m. And you can download the iHeartRadio app to listen to that. Thanks so much for being with me. It is always my pleasure. Come on over to patreon.com/Dr. Wendy.